Well, speaking of black and white, let's talk about Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe.
Speaking of black and white,
sports media personality Shannon Sharpe is temporarily stepping away from his ESPN roles after a woman filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles County Superior Court accusing him of sexual assault. Through his attorney, Sharpe has strongly denied the allegations. ESPN and Sharpe have mutually agreed that he would step back from his show while addressing the matter. Currently, no criminal charges have been filed against Sharpe. The situation could impact his career, of course, in a couple of different ways. You know, short-term loss of visibility, audit engagements, blah, 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 public perception, another thing, and everything else that comes with stuff like this. Are you guys familiar with, who all here are familiar with the story?
I have to look it up. I wasn't prior to this, so thanks a lot, Spike. Now I learned some shit that I don't give a fuck about.
What'd you learn?
I learned that he is kind of a scumbag and was fucking around with a girl that was like a quarter of his age, and she accused him of sexual assault, and then he tried to say it was like
a shakedown.
No, he was trying to say that
it was consensual.
Yeah, like it was like a kink. Because there's a video or like an audio of him threatening to
choke her.
Foul as hell for laughing, bro.
No,
he was.
No, I'm laughing at the kink. I thought you were talking about the race play kink because people alleged.
Oh, I didn't hear a race play.
Saying the black dick going in a white coochie. That's a
she was.
I thought she was talking. I thought the whole audio controversy was about him saying, "I'm going to choke you."
That was the second part of it. The first part was he released a text message that she was sending to him, and she was saying, "I want your big black baby in me. Give me."
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
I can't wait to get pregnant with your big black baby. Stuff like that, and people were saying that was like he was in a race play. And shit
I gotta be a big black baby.
That's what people. That was the question.
Oh,
why I gotta be? Why is it a big black baby? Like so, because it's especially coming from a white lady.
Big black baby. That sounds like something a weirdo race play white woman would say. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what he was getting a lot of shame for.
Being you got a big ass dick, you gonna give me a big ass baby. You got a little ass dick, you gonna give me a little ass baby. That's how they think of it, I'm sure. I'm sure. Oh yeah. You being fucking 6 foot tall, bro. Like they probably think most black babies come out looking like that.
Big black.
A black baby come out being LeBron size.
There are a couple of general questions I think that come from it. One is the age thing, being 54 and dating a 19-year-old.
Why they saying 19? I thought she was 20. Not saying that
met,
makes a big difference.
They met when she was 19.
Allegedly. I thought you said it's met. Well, I read in Reddit. Not Reddit in Notion that it was 20.
Well, no, they met when she was 19. I may have put that in there wrong, but they met when she was 19 years old, allegedly, and then they had a sexual relationship 2 years later.
No, I'm saying the link that I clicked on in Notion.
Hey, Jalen,
20.
Rod does read Notion.
He just did it just now.
No.
This is
19 is the date that's been out there the most.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying, it says 19 in Notion when you wrote, but in the article it says 20.
Most people have said 19.
It said 19. They're saying she's a teenager. And then people were like, 19 isn't a teenager. And it's like, yeah, it is. That's why it has the word teen at the end of it.
Yeah, idiots.
Right, like, what are we doing?
19 is
definitely. We don't need to go with
this. But it says
teacher.
20.
I know.
But it said he met her when she was 20.
Oh, Lord.
Right. Again, I'm just trying. I'm saying what I read.
Which I understand, but everything this whole week, 19 has been the number that's been out there.
I feel 19 is
so they're probably starting to change it. But regardless, I don't even think it doesn't matter that much.
You don't.
19 or 20?
One's a teenager, one's not. But I don't want to say that too loudly.
You just did.
Shannon Sharpe named the accuser who was 19 when their relationship began. Okay, now can we move on?
Wait. Is that the one that's in Notion?
This is Yahoo. It doesn't matter what's in Notion. You put the wrong article. Let's just blame it on Spike. Let's move on. She was 19.
What day was that article?
Bro, if you don't leave me alone. She was 19. Let's move on. She was 19. I know
what day was the article.
She was 19, and this motherfucker was fucking around with a 19-year-old girl. And his ass.
Girl, why you saying like that?
Girl.
What's the biggest age gap? Have y'all ever dated like a big age gap like that?
I haven't dated a big age gap, but I've dated women who were a little bit younger. Mm-hmm. Like, let's say I was 30 and they were like 25, and all my friends clown me for it.
Really?
Yeah, they used to call her Lolita.
Lolita.
You know that book?
That too.
Yeah.
I've dated older women. I've dated younger women too.
Yeah, so the outer card read, the woman first met Sharpe at a gym.
Bro,
I just gotta say it.
Always put on Reddit when you're here.
You the one that I don't
points
read
that
no-
don't need to be argued.
But I'm just
It's
saying.
in multiple articles that she's 19. Why are you still fighting?
Yeah, I don't think we really have a
Who
lot of
cares what's
time.
in Notion? He
to
put the
debate
wrong
this.
shit in Notion. That's what just put it on Spike.
Well, I wanted to read the other part too. She was 20 and nearly 2-year relationship followed, according to the court documents. Sharpe 56. Not saying that makes a big
to
difference.
make Rob feel better, we'll say she was 20.
Yes.
So there's still a 34-year age gap, right?
So that's one thing people.
I'm
are
not
mad
fucking
at,
with a girl that's that much younger than me and sends texts like that because something is mentally wrong with her.
unless he encouraged it.
Even if it's like race play, I think that something is probably off with her.
It sounds like it, from
And
the
that's
audio.
probably not a relationship that you want to get involved in.
Yeah.
Or he was being set up because the guy that's doing it is Tony Busby.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I don't think he was being set up. You think she did this shit for 2-3 years with the forethought of in 2 or 3 years I'm going to sue him? No.
His
Yeah, that-
attorney.
that-
It
lot,
could
but
have changed.
I don't
He could have. I mean, he could have cut her off at some
Mhm.
point or whatever, and then she's like, "Okay, well,
I got all. Why would she be recording stuff for 2 years though?
This is true. Maybe the relationship changed,
Yeah.
and then she started to
Started
gather
to
evidence,
kinda build a case.
and she knew who to go get, Tony Busby.
Does it say that she was recording things for 2 full years?
No,
It
it don't.
didn't
Right.
say.
See, y'all just be making shit up to protect these
But why
fucking
would
That's
you
why I
even-
said maybe.
I
Why
know,
would
no,
you
I'm
even
like,
have
he
recordings?
just
though?
threw it
Why
out.
would you
I
even
don't
have
know.
recordings? I don't understand.
Because
I
maybe,
just-
like he said, he
the
wasn't
relationship
listening.
changed.
Yeah, see?
I still don't.
Men do this so quick
What?
these days, especially if it's some guy that y'all look up to, like a fucking Shannon Sharpe. You need better idols. But y'all like, oh, she gotta be lying because it's
no.
Uncle wouldn't do that. Why would she be recording? Maybe because he did something fucked up. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna start recording you from now on.
I'm just asking the question. Don't put. I'm not a
y'all
supporter.
always do that.
No. I'm not. I think he's dumb. Like this is crazy, and he should have paid for this to go away.
He tried.
Like,
Didn't he try?
he offered her tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah, she didn't take it.
That ain't enough.
See, it's not that he shouldn't have done it.
Offer her more.
It's he should have paid her to
Mike,
make it go away.
if
It's
you-
not that he shouldn't have
Yes.
assaulted her. That's not the problem. The problem is
Hey,
he should have
if
paid her.
you out here living foul like that, and you got enough money to make it go away, then he should have paid to make it go away.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and what's wrong with that?
The starting point is if he assaulted her, he shouldn't have assaulted her.
She asking for money though.
I
Okay, you're.
all right, let's just acknowledge.
No. You go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes.
He's trying to say just like
Yeah,
say FIFO.
yeah.
Let me hear what you're saying.
Let's start with.
He assaulted her.
Well, let's start with like that's just wrong, right?
That's wrong.
There we go.
But she did.
I just wanted
She didn't. She didn't. That's so wrong that she asked him for tens of millions of dollars. And he could have paid her to make it go away, but he chose to let it go public.
This is why Doechii hates men. Because of people like you.
What am I
and
saying?
I don't blame her.
What am I saying that's wrong?
Because you're looking at it like when you preface it like, well, you know, it's so wrong that she wants money out of it. Well, yeah, that's kind of the American way, isn't it? You're done wrong and you sue for money.
I'm not
so
blaming
that's
her.
like looking at, let's say, Mike Brown's family, or not even Mike Brown's family. Let's say Floyd's family just wants to sue the police department for what they did to Floyd. That's like giving them like, oh, well, you only did it for money. You don't really care that your guy died. You just wanted some money out of it. Well, no, that's just the way the American system works. We're done wrong all the time. And the only thing that we can do is sue for money.
You're
so
right.
why would she not? You would too.
You're right. And I want to be clear. I'm not blaming her for asking for money. I'm blaming him for not paying enough to make her shut
It's
up.
your statement of it's so wrong that she sued for money. That
No.
kind of implies that she's full of shit and she just wants money.
I'm not applying. Well, that was not my intent. My intent was he had $100 million contract on the table from ESPN. You could pay more than $10 million to make this go away, then pay it.
I don't
That's
think
my
so.
intent. All I'm saying is he's dumb for this making it to the spotlight.
So Spike, I understand him trying to cover up the fucked up actions that he did.
Right.
I think the thing about it is that I don't know if there is any amount of money that would make this go away. That's why they say you never pay the ransom.
But it wasn't. We're talking about Busby here.
She would have came back. I think
Busby
they
would-
could have came back for more unless he had completely had this settle with the NDA and all the other stuff.
And that's what lawyers are for. Like, you tell your lawyer, okay, I'm going to pay this, but make sure that it never comes up again.
Well,
and put that in the contract that you're signing.
Right. But that also would. It also depends on whether or not he think he did wrong.
He knows he did.
And
he said he would have tried to settle.
But
why are you trying to settle?
That's a good point. Weight of risk versus reward. Even if you don't think that you did wrong and this comes out, you're still going to have a negative public perception that's going to prevent you from further making money at ESPN.
So this is kind of like
platforms.
the Jay-Z thing, right? Where Jay-Z was like, I ain't do this shit. Fuck that. And I stand on that. Whereas Shannon, it sounds like, because in that situation, we didn't have any evidence or alleged evidence.
Right.
Now there's like text messages and there's audio. We as people can see and hear this stuff. Whether or not it's true or not is TBD. But now that is out there, and now he's trying to clean it up a little bit more. So there's actual evidence against him, whereas in Jay-Z, there wasn't evidence against him. That's why he tried to pay it off, because he knew he was wrong.
Jay-Z gave Shannon Sharpe a false perception that he could fight this.
Exactly, yeah. But you're not fucking Jay-Z. That's what I told my wife.
That's
bro,
my
you're
point.
not fucking Jay-Z,
That's
bro.
my point. Yeah, he's not Jay-Z.
I don't even think that's what it is, because if that was the case, he wouldn't have offered any money.
No,
he tried to settle.
He did.
Yeah, he tried to settle.
That's the article I read at least.
Yes, he did.
But he tried to settle now. But now that he couldn't settle, he's trying to fight it in the same way.
That's not Jay-Z.
In the same way that Jay-Z did,
right?
With the video announcement, with the such and such. Because remember, the NFL was like, "Nah, we understand about Jay-Z, but the Disney ESPN is not fucking the NFL."
I don't think Jay-Z gave him any false perception. I think Shannon Sharpe tried to settle, it didn't work, and now he's like, I don't have any other option.
And to your point, he probably didn't want to pay as much as they were asking for.
But you
and
have
now
to.
he's trying to defend it in public.
And that's my biggest point. I think you have to pay whatever they're asking for, regardless if you think that you're guilty or not, because of how much money that you're potentially going to earn in the future. Like, all of that shit gone now.
Here's the thing. If you know you did wrong and you see the text message and you know the audio, at that point, you're right. You can't let this go public because you know you're in the wrong. So you gotta pay up whatever it is.
And that's why I bring in the Jay-Z situation, because he tried to use Busby as a buzzword and be like, oh, well, this guy, he's a known shakedown artist. Y'all see what he just did to Jay-Z. He's trying to do the same thing to me.
And he tried to say, oh, who's known to attack black men. He did that whole thing too. So he tried to pull race into it as well. But all of that is, to a certain degree, irrelevant.
Right.
Because, bro, like, if you indeed did this, it's your actions that got you in this situation. So now you're trying to mount a defense by using the black community to come to your aid in this situation. One, because she was white, so there's that whole thing that's been playing out for centuries. You know, that's been going on. And two, people love you because you've been on air cooning and shit like that. So you being appealing to the lowest sort of common denominator of black people when you were on the air with Skip Bayless, all the other stuff, because now you're unk and stuff. And then the other thing is, motherfucker, there's Monique that told him that shit, and then Cat Williams told him this shit was gonna happen.
Yep.
That they're gonna start to try to take him down. So there's the other thing that could play into this as well. Like, why would you even put yourself in this situation?
Because he likes to fuck younger women, and she probably seemed mentally vulnerable. That's what I'm reading from this situation. She sounded like she was a little bit off, and he was like, oh, this is somebody I can easily take advantage of. This whole idea of they're trying to take you down, they all say that. Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, until there's so much proof to where you fucking tap dancing fools have to just admit, okay, yeah, they did something fucked up. That's always my issue with these situations, is motherfuckers always immediately jump to, they didn't do it. They're trying to take him down. I bet he was going to buy NBC, right? That's what was going to happen. Shannon Sharpe was about to buy NBC next week.
Well, no, he was about to get a contract with ESPN.
Oh, and someone had to step in.
He already had a contract with ESPN.
Here's the thing. I'm not condoning any of his actions. Okay, gotcha.
Why didn't I say Stephen A. Smith? Oh, never mind. He's a centrist. Never mind.
I'm saying
he plays both sides.
Post action is where I'm I think that he just fucked up. Even if she wanted $40 million, you have to give it to her, bro. Because one thing is that you're gonna lose all your endorsements and jobs that you have, and more people are gonna come out, as we've seen. Like, you got 2 more cases now.
No, they must be lying.
I can say.
So
I'm not talking about you. I promise I'm not.
He got 2 more cases now.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Are you surprised?
No,
Right.
but I'm saying paying. Okay, 10 million is not enough. It's 20. It's 30. It's 40. Like he
Would
felt
that
like
have stopped any of the other cases?
probably so because they can't come out and talk about it now.
That's
Like-
the thing. This never works. It never
That's
works. It
right.
I
seems
think
like
it works
this
all the
shit-
time.
This
I
shit
don't know,
leaks.
bro.
If it worked, you wouldn't know about it.
Did it work with
I
Trump?
think it's a lot of shit we don't know about that.
Trump got
that
caught up.
happens.
That's
You know what I'm
fair.
saying?
That's
I
fair.
feel like it's a
That's
lot of
fair.
shit that people would be like, nah, if you knew the real story.
That's true.
Look how long Diddy was able to keep this shit under wraps.
He wasn't paying people off. He was scaring motherfuckers that he was gonna kill them.
Okay,
Fair.
so
The man blew up homeboy's car.
Kid
Cuddy ain't
Cudi.
said shit about him since. Where is
He
Kid
never
Cudi?
even mentioned it.
I ain't even seen Kid Cudi in a hot minute. Where is he?
Oh.
Over there humming in the corner somewhere.
when so when the story first broke, what was your first reaction? Your first thought?
They got him.
See?
They got him.
You just proved my
They
point.
got
Spike.
him.
You've been trying to disprove my point for the past 10 minutes,
Oh.
and then with one question from
They
Kid,
got
you
him.
proved my point.
Because when I saw it, and when my wife called me, she was like, "What's going on with Shannon Sharpe?" Like, one of the things I was like, "What the fuck is Shannon Sharpe?"
That
doing?"
was my thing, not Spike though. They got him.
Similar.
They made him assault
Similar.
somebody.
Similar thought process.
I'm
No,
like,
it's
Shannon
not.
Sharpe knows better than this, you would think,
Yeah.
because of how he portrays himself publicly
Yes.
when he get on air and criticize everybody else that get in fucked up situations
Yes.
like this.
Those are the ones you shouldn't
Agree.
trust, man.
Agree.
Those are
Did
the
I
ones
tell
you
y'all
shouldn't
that?
trust.
I told him that exact same thing
Oh, really?
in that sports thread. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, you can't, like, people like that.
Those are the ones that are doing the shit that they
Yes.
telling everybody else not to
The
agree.
ones that are always out here preaching. Like I don't know if y'all see, like there's every week there seems to be a new white supremacist or MAGA person coming out that's been molesting children.
Mm.
And then you go and you look and it's like they have all this social media presence about how, the drag queens are molesting children. It's like, nah,
No, you
you. It's like these motherfuckers that talk about this shit so much, those are the ones that I don't trust.
And when I say they got him, I don't mean correctly or incorrect. I just mean they got him. I ain't saying that they wrong for getting him or right for getting him. I'm just saying they got him
Who was
because
that?
he was doing it.
That's
The
what I'm wondering
vampire?
who they is.
The whole
That vampire, the Irish vampire.
in
guy?
this case, they is Busby and the white girl. They got him.
must be in the
Yeah,
white.
she got him.
Oh, man.
You the one that called her and left those messages and talking about choking. That's on him.
Then they didn't get him. He got himself.
Well, he got himself. Maybe
That's
whatever.
the point. I think there's another one of those situations where you're using framing and you're using words that people use that you wouldn't agree with. So typically when they
That's
say
fair.
they got him,
Yeah, I'm not
that
speaking to some
means that they were-
overarching. I
yeah.
ain't speaking to some overarching. They were aiming to set him up a conspiracy. I'm not saying
But
that.
that's
when I
what
say
that
they got him.
typically
I'm really
means.
just being funny when I say they got him.
we can't tell when you're being
They
funny
got
because
him.
your ass wasn't smiling.
They got him.
That's hilarious.
Oh,
You think it's a wrap for him though?
yeah,
He, coming-
it's over.
he said he coming back when
ESPN didn't say that.
yeah.
He said that. He said that.
That's hilarious.
Man, when Stephen A. started making statements.
Yeah, it's over.
Oh, what happened? What did he say?
Stephen A. was like,
He's the balding guy. That's
Yeah.
with the sumo
He's not
hairline.
balding. I think it's just it's his permanent hairline.
that's
okay.
the hairline.
It's always been there.
Yes.
It's always
You
been there.
lying
Swell.
from
Yeah.
children.
Swear.
Yeah,
So
it's always been.
I'm gonna need you. Did you watch the video
It's not
that they put in the
balding.
chat in the Dennis Sports chat?
From Stephen A. or
Yeah.
from I ain't
Yeah,
watched the
yeah,
one from Stephen A.
Damn, I'm gonna need your help with this because I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly. But so the first thing that was released was a text about a conversation they had about I don't know what's gonna happen with Shannon because I made the decision. That's on them. And then someone was like, "Oh yeah, it's a wrap." So Stephen A. already probably already called him. It's like, "Yo, what do we need to do?" Because Stephen A. is why he got there in the first place because of the big breakup with Skip Bayless, and Stephen A. advocated for him.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen A. did a whole video saying that he won't ever get caught up like that because he know better, and that he knows that he's not going to put himself in situations like that because these companies have certain guardrails in place, and that figures like Shannon Sharpe, because they have their own podcasts and their own platforms, he feels like he can go do and say whatever he wants to say because he can rely back on that because Shannon has Nightcap and all the other stuff that blew up.
Okay.
And it was like, bro, you can't do that regardless because you're working for ESPN. So so that's what he was saying is that at the end of the day, when you're a figure as huge as Shannon, the things you do, you have to move accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't just think you're immune from something like this because you have the Cat Williams show, you have, Nightcap with Ocho Cinco, and you have your own brand.
It's a morals clause, right? Like they put them in contracts. Like you have to, like the morality of what you do has to align with our image, which is Disney. And like the stuff that you do outside of here, it may not be on our airways, but you're still a representative of ESPN. And that's what they can use to fire him. Mark Lamont Hill reported that he talked to 2 NFL execs that said he won't be coming. I mean, ESPN execs that said he won't be coming back.
They can't. I mean, it would,
it
would be too much of a bad look. I mean, he'll continue his podcast, and I'm sure people will still continue to support him. Regardless of what evidence came out, I think his podcast will be just fine.
He probably get more popular.
Probably so, because I'm sure he can wrap this up in, I didn't really do it, and they got me, and people will flock to it. He'll become another fucking men's rights advocate, and everything will be fine for him.
Yeah.
But if he did do it, then, hey, man, he got what he got.
I agree.
I hope she gets more than $50 million. Because look, you can't take the assault back. Just like you can't take Floyd's death back. But if I can maybe live my life a little bit more financially comfortable because of what you did to me, then I'm all for it.
Agreed.
So
the audio said, he said, I would choke the fucking shit out of you.
In public, too. He said he'd do it in public.
He said,
you didn't hear him say he said in public.
And what did she say back?
And she was like, well, that wouldn't be nice. Or something weird like that. And then he doubled down and said, imagine some big black guy choking a little bitty white girl in public.
So does it sound like kink to y'all? I didn't listen to the audio.
That's what he said it was.
No, I know, but I'm saying when y'all
But
listen,
it was edited too, so it could have been.
Yeah, that's what we
There was
don't
some
know if it
cuts.
was edited to sound like that. So there are some facts that we don't know, which is why I want to be clear that this is just what's been presented to us. We don't know if any of this shit is true.
But from what's being presented,
Yes.
does it sound like kink?
Yes.
Or does it sound like
kink to
It
you?
sounds like kink to me.
Does it sound like kink to you?
That shit sounded real to me, bro. I thought I
assume you didn't
I just thought he a 69 God. He a freaky ass nigga. Like, that's what I thought.
I don't know, man.
So I think this goes beyond freaky ass, whatever. Like, choking is definitely a thing with kink. Did he sound aggressive and angry? Or was he just like, I'll choke you?
It sounded like
It sounded like
there was a tinge of
anger.
You say that shit again, like I'm serious about what I'm saying. It sounded like it was like right here up in the throat.
So this is audio.
Yeah.
It sounded like he had said it to her before. I'll say that. And that's why I put it in the kink category. It sounds like this is a conversation that they have had before. Like, she didn't respond like, oh my God, or anything of that nature.
I'm gonna call the police on you.
No, it wasn't none of that. It wasn't none of that. It was like more so, oh, that wouldn't be nice. Or some crazy shit like that. Like, who the fuck would say that to, I'm gonna choke the shit out of you?
You gotta be stupid.
Bro, what do you mean?
What? That you think that's
'Cause
a
that-
proper response to, like, if someone says,
if
someone says, hey man, well, if he's talking to a girl, like, I'm gonna choke the shit out of you, like, I don't see the response being like, oh well, that wouldn't be.
Oh, you talking about her response?
Yeah, her
I don't know, Spike. It's hard to tell if something's been going on. It's hard to know the reactions of somebody who's been in a relationship like that.
It sounds like she feeds.
She's probably trying.
She feeds
Look,
into the role play.
I just want to be perfectly clear to everybody listening. I have no idea if any of what I heard is true. It could very well be kink. I do not know, and I'm not saying I know one way or the other.
Where is this posted?
I don't want anybody. Yeah,
I'm trying to find it now.
I'll send it to you
because it definitely it could be edited. I'm just waiting for the fact of that to come out before I could render one way or the other. It's just when I heard, I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And if it is kink, I know what the fuck you're doing. It makes sense to me now why you would say something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But if not, then it's like, okay, my question stands.
Here we go. Oh, come on.
Then Sharpe allegedly responds,
Oh, that sounds like kink to you.
I didn't hear that part.
Oh, I'm sure you didn't. Come on,
I didn't
Spike.
hear that one.
You must have heard another one.
Yeah, it was another one. He's like, I'm
So
gonna
he
choke
says it all the time.
Right.
Jesus.
conversation. We asked Shannon Sharpe's attorney about the recording late today. He is acknowledging this is a recording of him, but that it's being taken out of context.
That was what they said, yes.
We asked
And I think the kink is the cover up.
Yeah, see, I ain't hear that. I ain't hear that if you say that word one more time,
So-
I'm gonna choke the shit out of you.
I'm
heard
trying to
something.
figure out a kink and what the word is that
He said it was BDSM.
If you say that word one more time, I'm gonna fucking choke the shit out of you.
Manipulate, I think, was the words they were talking about.
Right,
Yes,
but
that was it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Why would that be BDSM?
I'm
You're trying
in
to
agreement with you.
manipulate. I don't know.
And hearing that for, I heard him say in public too, and then imagine a big black guy choking a little white girl.
That
That's what
sounds
I
like
heard.
some freak shit.
That's what.
Yeah.
That one doesn't.
That didn't. You're right.
Yeah.
But the one that I heard clipped up was like, and she was like, "Well, I don't want to go out," and he was like, "Well, you're going when I come to LA," and then he was like, "I'm gonna choke you," and he was like in public too. Imagine a big black guy choking a white girl. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I didn't hear that audio. I heard that.
Yeah, that don't sound like.
And
kink.
that was, I was like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, that don't sound.
But again, I don't know if that's been taken. Like he said, he
Yeah.
says it out of context. So there are a lot of things we do not know right now.
Yeah, I'm not.
Everybody.
I'm definitely not. You're right. We need to be
Shit.
very clear. I'm definitely not saying that it's not some kink shit. I'm just saying it doesn't really sound like it based on that.
It sounds weird.
It sounds a little weird.
Yes.
If you say that word one more time, I'm gonna choke. Oh Lord, have mercy. It's not sounding like old black man. Oh Lord, have
Yeah.
mercy. You said word one more time, I'm gonna fucking choke the shit out of you when I see
Oh
you.
my God, Shannon.
And it didn't have her response, but I don't know, man.
Jesus.
I don't know, because the whole thing about people attempting to blame him for getting caught up, it's like, well, what does that even mean? You know, how did he get caught up? It sounds like if he actually was choking her and threatening to choke her, I don't really know if that qualifies as him getting caught up.
I think the caught up is like just moving smarter. I think they're alluding to that versus him not doing it. I
Yeah,
think the caught up is like, how could you be on recording saying that? Why would you? Because he released the text messages. He thought that was going to help him.
Because he thinks all this stuff is going to help. He's trying to JC himself out of this situation.
Not Jay-Z, bro.
I know. That's I'm saying you're not, bro. Yeah. Anyway, so a lot. There's more to come. I won't say a lot, but I'm sure this is developing, and more will be released over time, and we'll see what happens. But you know, when you, yeah. I mean, he's on air
Just
saying all
stupid,
kind of crazy
man.
shit, doing all kind of shit. Like he has all kind of audio and video evidence against him as a personality that could be used against him. It's
bro,
crazy,
freaky
bro.
shit is fun, but I would never, even though we're not celebrities, I would never, ever get in some freaky shit like that with any woman. Period. Because look, just nah.
Yeah,
Just no.
yeah. You gotta be careful. Any final thoughts, Rod? Before I do right, I want to know.
Final thoughts. Nah, not necessarily.
Okay,
I think
alright.
y'all said just about everything. I was
Yeah.
thinking. What you say?
Imagine a 6'4" Christian, positive black man choking the shit.
He's stupid. I just think he's stupid. I just
Very.
think he's dumb. Just you would think that these celebrities would learn one day, like, to just not get yourself in these situations, because they can always come back around and bite you in the ass, whether you just fucking or something's wrong with you mentally or whatever. Like, I just think it's just always weird to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird to me that they get themselves in these situations, and then people warn them like, "Yo, stop it." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. So when I saw it, I was like, I wasn't surprised, honestly, because he had just had this thing with the other woman, Michelle.
She's
Pussy
suing
and
him now,
power.
too.
Power
She's
please, bro.
she's suing him now
See,
too.
now she's suing him.
Yep.
Pussy and power. It's
Mhm.
very,
No, for sure.
you know, I can get some pussy and I can have power over the pussy. That's
It's a thing. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then see, that shit is fucking weird to me, man.
I
Like,
agree with you.
this shit's fucking weird to me. Even when I thought, like I said, I ain't putting nothing past Jay-Z. I didn't know. I mean, I don't put anything past any of these people.
Me
You know, like I'm glad that he got it settled and it come out that it wasn't true, but I didn't put it past him either. So it's just like, yeah, man, you just never, because these celebrities are fucking weird, bro.
Facts.
Yeah.
They just are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them, man, they are. They just are.